Oh, good morning and welcome to the Art Beauty Equilibrium podcast. I am G.
I'm Jason.
I'm Lynden.
I'm Shima.
We got a lot to talk about this episode. We ran a little short last week, so we're going to pick up where we left off also. But what are we going to be covering this week?
Today we have, we're going to pick up where we left off from last week, Broke versus Frugal. We have kidnapping and kid safety, and we are going to talk about plant-based meat. What is that doing?
Styrofoam.
Basically.
It's
right,
good
right,
though.
right.
So let's get right into it now, man. Broke versus Frugal.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to really get into this last week, but
Yeah, I forgot where I left off at. But they're both definitely mind states as far as how you view them.
Mm-hmm.
Broke is definitely a state of mind. If you think you broke, if you acting broke, if you're doing broke stuff, you're broke. Which means if you're living above your means, and not taking the steps to at least invest a little bit of your money, and not looking towards the future as far as saving money and doing something with your money, you're broke. Frugal, it's a calculated, way of spending and putting your of spending your money.
so look, I just looked it up, broke, right? Just because.
Okay.
It's an adjective, so it's descriptive, and it says having completely run out of money.
There it is. There it is.
Well,
there.
Wait a minute. So look up
Well-
frugal right quick. You might as well.
Yeah, while we at
Yeah.
it. But
While we at it.
broke is
But if you're broke, right, just in, the way we know it before the lookup, like it may be a state of mind, but you may not have money to make moves. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Like,
there's
if you're-
always ways to make money now.
Right.
Even though, they say the economy is pretty decent, I still
Right.
don't see it. We do have other sources of making income.
Right.
You got, you can Uber, you can
Opportunity is everywhere.
you can
You know.
Uber,
There's been millionaires that have started off with nothing. $100 to their name, and they seize the moment and they get rich, get wealthy. So
Right.
what does it
right.
say for frugal, G?
the general definition is just actually not wasteful.
mhm.
So
yeah.
yeah.
Several
Yeah.
definitions, but yeah, not wasteful. So
So could you be cheap?
that's different.
That's
I
That's
think-
different.
I think cheap is different than being frugal. Frugal,
Yeah.
you might be the smartest person on earth. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not wasting anything.
Yeah.
and
Right.
You're gonna have a lot of money. So I think somebody that's cheap, they might. I mean, you ever seen those people that take the roll of toilet tissue and like slice it down the middle to get two
Nah.
rolls? Hey,
Hell
they
no.
out there.
I've never seen that.
That's it. That's real.
Hey
But I don't want
man,
to come to your house if
Don't-
you're doing that.
Oh
don't.
man, yeah.
I don't do that.
I've seen the
It's not that
long. You talking about the
serious.
long one that they cut in
I'm
half?
talking about take a roll of toilet tissue.
Uh-huh.
You can pull apart one sheet. They look at it. I'm doubling up. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
crazy, but
Okay.
that's cheap. I think.
Yeah, that's a little
Because it's
excessive.
like, hey man, how much money are you trying to save at a certain point versus, the quality of your life. So
Right.
Exactly, and there's all kind of things you can look into. I have been looking at Earn Your Leisure on Instagram,
Mhm.
and they talk a lot about different.
what is that?
It's something on Instagram.
Just some type of
It's a page on Instagram, yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
They have panels like this, and they talk about
Oh, money.
different
Okay.
things as far as money, investing, different ways of investing in property. I check them out. They're pretty cool.
I also
Okay.
think that frugal is very intentional because to be intentional, you have to basically make a plan to do something.
Right.
I think that if you say, okay, I'm going to save in this category so I can invest over here, I think that that's something that should be practical for everybody, especially if you want to like get ahead or
Absolutely.
make a certain move in life. Sometimes broke is just like you have 10 bills and you can pay like 8.5. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So,
Haven't completely run out of money.
Right, exactly. At the end of the day, you're just trying to still juggle around and make some moves with something that's not possible to do,
So can a person have like a showy display of their lifestyle and still be broke?
Definitely.
Like it look like they got everything but have no paper.
See that right there, I feel like that's what goes on.
That's broke.
Like a lot. But that works though.
Not to offend anyone, because I know everyone's living situation is different, but like let's just be honest. If you out there and you're buying things that that's more of a want versus being a need, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not saving money, but you have all the means to save money, you're broke. I mean, because
right.
A lot of people stay at home with their parents now, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what are you doing while you're there? Are you saving money?
Mm-hmm.
Are you stacking to get to the next cause, or are you just out there, trying to keep up with the Joneses and be
See, I think that's a good point, because you do see that sometimes where somebody might be, pretty much putting out that they have more money than what they actually do.
What's that say?
Right.
Hey Jay, I believe that broke versus frugal has a lot to do with your economic situation, mindset goes. Yes, which I banked on earlier.
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't know who sent that, but thanks.
Hey, when we get that?
We just got it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for the feedback.
Thanks for the feedback.
Thank you.
But it's
tuning in.
definitely a
Thank you for the
mindset.
support.
It's definitely a mindset.
Yeah, geez.
So just like I was
from
saying.
AJ. Yeah.
Okay. I thought they said AJ. My bad. All right. Thanks, AJ. My bad. So you're absolutely right. So it is definitely a mindset. So you have to, try to figure out and strategically, put yourself in the place of what are you going to do with your money?
Mm-hmm.
I know, like I said, I'm not frugal. I need to practice a little more. But, how I strategically plan and set my bills, I tell all the, the youngsters in my chair every time they come in, I tell them, like make sure you have a plan on how you putting your bills together. I tell them, so if you get paid weekly or bi-weekly, take all your bills for the whole month, right? And if you're getting paid weekly, take everything, add it up, divide it by 4, and what you get, you take that out of your check from what you're getting paid, right? So that is, so every week, you have, say, if your bills is $2,000 a month, right? So you're gonna take out $500 a week if you get paid weekly. So whatever else you have left over after your check, you can either spend or you can, use to save also. But also, if you want to save, you make that the same. You put that in your bills category. So now it's a bill instead of just saving money.
Right.
Absolutely.
So now
every
week, every single week, you know exactly how much money you need to take out.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
great.
you know how much
financial literacy. That's
you know how much you
Financial
can.
literacy, exactly.
Yeah, you know how much you can work with each week as far as what you can spend, screw over, or whatever you want to do with it. Buy some tennis shoes, or work on your next plan. And that's been working for me for a long time. I got that I forgot where I got it from. It's been so long, but it's been working for me. And
especially for younger people. I agree.
Especially for younger people.
Because you may not know, and that financial literacy aspect is something that you can take, and that's wonderful that you're actually teaching that, because sometimes people don't even tell you or let you into the game. And, if you're young, you may not even seek out that knowledge to see, okay, look, what do I need to do? What is my financial outlook for the next 20 years, 5 years, whatever your goal is? But as a matter of fact, I was reading an article about 21 states in the nation actually require a financial literacy class before you graduate now. So
Well, that's the
That
most
is-
important
yeah.
thing.
That is something that I can
That's
really
amazing.
get with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
I wish that, and I've talked about it a while back. Remember, I said I
Yeah.
wanted to have like a men's group or like
Exactly.
a class, and just to teach younger kids, especially how to save money
Save money.
and what to do with money. I'm not the smartest cat, but it's a lot of cats that
And
come
just
in here.
start somewhere. There's
Yeah,
enough.
somewhere.
There's enough apps. If you think about it, you got Cash App, Venmo,
Acorn,
all these different
Robin Hood.
things.
There's a
Right.
lot of things that even if you want, I don't mean to cut you off, G, but even if it can help you save money. Like it will like round up the dollar, so it takes your change or however much
Right,
money
right,
you
I seen
take.
that.
There's a lot of apps and tools out here, but also I think that those apps and tools, they help you see and visualize where you are. You know what I mean? So when you go to Credit Karma and when you go to things like NerdWallet and you first see your score, if you never ran your score before, or if you have run your score, whatever, you can basically now call each credit bureau, get your financial, basically get your credit score and see what you have, even if it's something that you don't know that you have or whatever. And you can basically start to make a plan for that. But
Dope.
like,
Right.
share, subscribe, don't forget.
Yes.
Oh
like,
yeah, some
share,
people asking
subscribe.
me about it right now. It's Art Beauty Equilibrium on YouTube.
Right
That's
on
the
YouTube.
YouTube channel. You can watch it on there.
And it's free to subscribe.
Free.
Free.
Absolutely
Yeah.
free.
free.
Free to subscribe. Yeah.
And thank you for the love.
Thank you.
Kid safety.
Ooh.
Let's talk about it.
Ooh.
I've been noticing so many stories of just horrific things happening to children. It's like crazy. And it makes me wonder, like, okay, are we just more connected so we're hearing about these things more, or is it getting like progressively worse? You know what I mean? Like,
I
don't
believe it's
remember-
getting worse.
I don't remember hearing about so many different things. It's like every time my phone goes off, it's some kid got kidnapped or tortured or found or
I just think the kids is under attack, period. The youth. They under attack by people physically grabbing them, kidnapping them. They attack through the media. All of this music and these trends is targeted towards the youth. So I think they're just under attack, period. And their safety overall is it's in jeopardy, man. From the mentality of the kids is under attack too. That's not safe no more.
I was talking to my cousin, and we were having a conversation, and we were talking about how a lot of the rules that we grew up with are like the exact opposite now, as far as don't talk to strangers. It's like we all get into Ubers and Lyfts, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been in the back seat and had that moment where you're like, this is a complete stranger.
Yeah,
You know what I
I don't
mean?
even know this cat.
Like,
Yeah, that's
yeah, like what do I do if something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they go left, you start thinking about, all right, I'm gonna try to do this or X, Y, Z. You know,
You got a point there.
It's a little
Right.
scary,
Right.
yeah.
but the world got to change.
And then also, you think about online gaming. Most of these kids' friends, they never meet. So it's like you got friends that. Have you ever had a friend that you never met? You gotta think about that.
Back in the day, it was like pen pals and stuff, but I think even those were set up. You know what I mean? It's not like you were
Right.
kind of basically throwing like a message in a bottle, throwing it across the ocean. You know?
Like Uber, that might be the only time I literally thought about jumping out of a moving vehicle.
I
Like
mean,
if it goes left, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you are talking to strangers. You're getting in vehicles with strangers. These
But I don't
kids,
think they're just an ultimate stranger when they pull up, though. I mean, they
I
have profile
mean-
pics. You
I
gotta
mean-
be,
look at what's happening though. People coming up missing, getting in Ubers.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People getting assault charges in Ubers, and
Yeah. That's
and it's not to say, I know that they do background checks because I've drove for rideshare services too, so I know that they do their best job to make sure everybody's safe. But I'm saying like just the principle of what you were taught is kind of like out the window. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like a clean slate as far as the new rules. It's like, you know what I mean? Like just as a parent, we have children that play games online in the online gaming community. it's impossible to keep track of
Every single thing they're doing.
every single thing they're
Yeah.
doing,
Your
who they're
guard
talking
is lower
to.
too. You know what I mean? Their comfort
Yeah.
zone is way more open than ours were. You know, just in terms of like seeing something that my kids might be comfortable with. I know I would never ever have even considered. You know, but also I think that the for some reason things that happen to people and kids in general, we don't really have a clear answer on why certain communities or groups are more basically like disproportionate than others. Like, why is it that non-black kids or non-African American kids are found more often than black kids? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why is the media coverage different? Why is the police resources and everything not readily available? And I think that that all comes down to race and like socioeconomic issues.
Yeah, too much. Crush just said same as the Craigslist killer in Boston.
Exactly.
what up,
I'm
D?
not even knowing about that.
Oh
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
I don't know anything about that. But question: do you think that? Because I know back then we were told a lot. You know, watch out, don't talk to strangers. You know, and I know back in the day, a lot of kids were in martial arts or self-defense classes. Are kids going to that now?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
I think so.
I
They're
don't.
doing
I
that.
mean, I don't have any kids, and
I
the kids
have
I do run
kids.
across, I don't hear them going to self-defense classes.
My kids is enrolling in Kung Fu.
Yeah, it's a lot of kids. That's
Yeah, it's
they're getting
important.
That, yeah,
Self-defense.
Okay, you know,
But self-defense is cool, but I think it's more of like a we have to basically figure out a way to mentally strengthen kids, because I think now it's just like social bullying. You know what I mean? Now you're getting bullied by people that you've never laid eyes on,
right.
you've never seen before, and you're like taking it so serious. And well, kids are taking it serious. And I think that even the bullying issue, like we, see all the time or whatever, like we did the dozens, we bagged on people, whatever you call it. But at the end of the day, that was something I think that we didn't address in the same way as they address now, And I think that kids now, if somebody walks off or wanders off, or, a car drives up and take them, if you call the police, I think it depends on what race you are and what city you live in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what local news channel is going to put your face up on a board real quick and you get found? You know what I mean? And all those hours matter between the time that you go missing and, the likelihood that you'll be found.
It's funny that we're talking about this because I'm watching this weird series on HBO called The Outsider.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that was good.
Oh man,
Yeah, I heard that's good. I gotta check that out.
Man,
What's it about, though?
Hey, so it goes way deep into like pretty much the boogeyman controlling people and it has to feed off kids and stuff, but it's
Yeah, I'm
kids.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh
see.
man, Shima, yeah, you ain't gonna watch
see,
it.
Yeah,
I
I
can't-
don't fool with them demons. And that. Is that some scary shit?
It's
I
not
I don't do
me.
that scary
Yeah.
shit, man.
It's
But
scary.
it's not
No,
scary.
no,
Did you hear the
no.
breakdown?
It sound like he said
It's
the
scary.
boogeyman.
It's not
Y'all go
scary.
ahead.
Did he say
It's
something about the
gonna-
boogeyman?
It's gonna get in your
Feeding
head.
off
though.
kids.
Nah, I'm good,
It's gonna
nigga.
get
That's
in your head.
boogie. Any
No, thank
boogeyman?
you.
I'ma
No,
check it
thank
out.
you. But
It's
moving right
called-
along. Like,
That's one of those shows I
It's-
watch
It's El
in the
Cuco.
shop. In the
It's-
shop, yeah.
It's
I watch
the
that
guy,
at the shop.
the character of who the devil character they talk
Man,
about is
ain't
called El
nobody trying to
Cuco.
talk about
Okay,
this,
see.
man.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talking about kids safety. My bad. I am not trying to pull up HBO
That's
in
a
this
hard
show.
left.
Yeah, my
Right.
bad. But wait.
Oh, what we got?
Oh, Damien. Wait a minute.
Amen. Okay. He
What's
said,
going on? This is go shout out to Damon Turner. That's my
I'll put
boy.
that on there.
He says
It's on
kids don't have a healthy fear of the world anymore. You are absolutely right. They are almost too smart to be scared. Like there's an arrogance to a degree. Plus, they are distracted a lot of the time too. You're absolutely right. I do feel that I noticed that kids aren't aware of their surroundings. I was a little paranoid little kid, And everybody around me, I guess that's, you know, the PTSD of growing up in you know, in the inner city.
Right.
Right.
It's
That
like,
part.
you know, like we've seen drive-bys, we've seen
Right.
people get shot
Right.
and stuff. So we have to know to be cautious walking home. Kids don't have to worry about that right now. So
Right.
that
They're not even outside.
In
No,
certain
they're not.
areas. See,
You
that's
know-
the thing. In certain areas.
That's
certain
sad.
areas, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's sad because the world is so crazy. It forces us to. I don't let my kids go outside, man, like that. It's
Yeah,
sad,
see?
but they can't play all up and down the block the way we used to do it because it's just a different world. And
Hey, you know what's funny? I was just talking about this, and
Thanks,
it
David, for
seems
that
like
text too.
yeah.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Thank you
Thank
for all the
you.
support today.
Thanks,
too.
y'all.
That's great.
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate all the comments.
thank you guys. I see y'all.
But we were talking about how like we would leave the house like during the summertime, for example, right? You get out with your crew, you go outside. Your parents might not see you until it's time to come in to eat or something.
And let
And
me
Because you
tell
either
you,
in or out. Which one?
Hey,
That's
yeah,
how it was.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, ain't
Let
gonna
me
be no
tell
in and
you.
out. You get that.
Right.
I was trying my hardest to stay out as long as I could. Because
Exactly.
boy, I did not want to hear my mama's mouth.
Yeah, because you're not gonna be going in and out all day.
Exactly.
Make up your mind. I want
Man,
to hear
I
my
was-
door slamming.
When I was out the house, I was out the house.
Yeah.
We did. Parents did used to give like a lot of fear mongering. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, if you do this, you're gonna die. If you do this, you're gonna die.
It was
Hey.
real
Somebody might kill
straightforward.
you.
Hey.
You know what I mean? You
You know?
better pay attention.
Where is
Now
it? Oh my
people
gosh, too late. It's already,
hit by
it's already
cars while
passed.
walking across the street, like looking on their phone. So, you know, at the end of the day, like I know I was going to the store at my oldest child's age. You know what I mean? And I don't think that I would ever hand them some money and tell them to go to walk somewhere to give them a store right now. You know what I mean? Because I think that it's just that. Yeah, it's.
Hey man, because you're right.
And I hate to say it,
I
but
used to get
it's-
sent to the
it's like
liquor
you
store
said,
to
the
go get
world
cigarettes and stuff.
Too much
Yeah.
Right,
crap
exactly.
said. He
Yeah.
said, "Get your butt home when the street lights come on." That's right.
Right,
Mhm.
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
That was it. And I couldn't imagine my kids leaving the house, and you know, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have pagers, we didn't have
Exactly.
anything.
Exactly.
We was just out.
Different
You know what I
time.
mean? And at half the time, we have fruit trees in the neighborhood, so you
But
stopping.
see, but
eating
you know
some
what?
food,
Back then, the
drinking
people,
up water out the water hose. You know, you
right.
good.
But back then, in those times too, the people were more, you know, in tune with one another. Where that whole principle, where it takes a village to raise a child, that was exercised a lot more back in the day. So
It
when your
was.
kids left, you felt like if anybody out there that's elderly or older, they ain't gonna let my kids do no stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
now everybody's overprotected.
Let me interject, right? Because now we are in a world of social media, so we get to see a whole lot. So maybe it was a lot of kidnapping back then, but of course we didn't know. You know,
Message.
so you know maybe now it may you know if the
And that's what I was getting.
Maybe
at.
it's never
Initially, I
changed.
said maybe, yeah, maybe we're aware of it now
yeah. So
because, yeah, that might be it.
But I kind of disagree a little because social media has now been around for several years now, at least 10 plus, and stories have gotten worse and the times have gotten worse
yeah, that's true
from when
too.
social media has come out to now.
Yeah,
So
It's-
even
it's-
with it being aware to it, shit's still getting worse, seem like.
it's getting bad. We yeah,
probably so.
yeah,
You know,
it
it's-
is. It is.
You know,
Right.
because as the world gets better, the evil gets better too. So
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah, the
And
kidnappers
everything
got
does
social
become
media
more,
too.
progressive,
That's a
you
good
know what I
point.
mean?
Yeah,
That's
And
solid.
it does say here that although most children who go missing in the U.S. are ultimately located and returned home, each
Except
year
for the black
thousands remain uncovered,
sorry.
unrecovered, and those are yeah,
Message.
exactly, right.
hey,
It
I gotta
says
keep a
black
straight
children,
face with that.
however, on average, remain missing longer and are more likely to still be missing by the end of observation.
I'm gonna
So,
be real with
just
you.
keep
they,
that in mind.
They taking, you know, black people have great organs, homie, and that's why they are snatching us up straight up.
Like, where we going with this?
Hey man, look,
that's
have-
another topic.
Okay, right.
Hey, check this
We
out.
about to write that one down,
This
though.
melanin.
Yeah.
Hey, this thing does something for
Right,
you know.
right.
This is
Right.
Hey,
hey,
get
Put
you
that in
some.
a box.
If they
We're
c-
gonna sit it right here.
yeah. Hey, for
Coming
real.
back next time.
Hey, that part.
Right. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next topic. Plant meat.
Plant meat
Right.
with a question mark.
Plant meat.
So plant-based.
Oh,
Not chicken,
man.
not
I'm
pork,
gonna just
not
say
beef.
we did the meatless thing for a while. Jay kind of spearheaded with that.
Time
Right.
out. No,
And,
we did the meatless thing for a while. You
I did it for
about
a little.
2 days.
I did it. Man, I
It's
did it
hard.
for a month.
Nigga,
Hey, but let me tell you what messed me up though, real quick. This what made me say forget it. It was that fake chicken, bro. We talk about it. It was. I ain't gonna put the spot on blast because I don't want to. I don't know what the stipulations are, but it looked like they took a chopstick, which was supposed to be the bone, and then they slid the shit through, like looked like some styrofoam that they might have gave some
Yo.
brown food coloring to, and that's supposed to be the chicken. And it was.
Yo.
And when you would dangle the stick, like the meat wasn't solid because it ain't real meat on the bone, my nigga. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
And I was done.
Man, look, some of this stuff is good. You know, depending on like Impossible Burger, I like it. You know, I went to. I'm not gonna say the restaurant, but it was like a grainy. Man, this damn burger was nasty, bro. It just tastes like I was eating grass and dirt, and I was just like, man, like.
But that's what I feel like. I feel like, okay, we went from complaining about fake meat, processed meat. Remember all that? Don't eat hot dogs. Don't eat the processed foods. And now we're on processed vegetables.
Right.
We on vegan hot dogs now.
Right.
You know what I mean? With
It's just a
vegan
money
chili,
thing, man.
with
It's a
vegan-
trend.
Honestly,
with
it's
vegan
not how we're
bacon.
supposed to eat this. We're not supposed to eat our vegetables like this. We're just supposed to actually just eat the goddamn
But
vegetables.
you know what it seems like to me now? It's just you're supposed to only eat fruits and vegetables and drink water. That's what it's starting to seem like. Your
Look,
regular
look,
whole
yeah.
wheats.
Look.
Because everything bad seem like.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say the name either, but one day at work, we all ordered some Philly cheesesteak sandwiches that were vegan.
Oh, yeah.
I took one bite. I looked at both of these men. I said, "This ain't good for you." It was so good. You know this can't be good for you. They had
Yeah.
the cheese melting. You know everything was. I'm like, no, something is off, and I don't know what they're doing, and it's so new. Who knows what's gonna come out about this?
So
stuff.
would you rather have now let's say you ate beef every now and then. Let's say you're a person
Right.
that never eats meat. What's healthier? A 100% beef burger or a plant-based burger that's processed beef?
You know
if
what?
you
I
did-
don't know.
You know what?
I just wonder about that.
This
you know?
is what I think. I think that both the major companies said the same thing. They're basically trying to reduce our carbon footprint by basically lessening the farming
Right.
agriculture used
Agriculture,
to
right.
produce the meat. Okay. So with that being said, as far as dietary benefits, I don't know what the numbers on that are. I don't know if it's more healthy to eat it. But when you look at it and you see that now you have like, they look like some smothered meat. You know what I mean? You have like some saucy, fried, like look-alike.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, okay, like, is this better? Is it healthier? Like, what are you doing to make it like that?
It comes down to money. Then that's what it sounds like. It's economics. I hate to say it, but
Ballers.
it comes down to the money because it's kind of like, okay, it costs a lot of money and a lot of corn and a lot of water to feed this cow. Why don't we just grind some quinoa or whatever they're using in these burgers and give it to you? That's easier probably than to farm a cow.
Right.
It takes time, a lot
And
more.
put it on the media, make it trendy,
and now it's like it's the most popular thing going right now.
hey, and you got to be careful because these advertisement companies, you know. Oh, yeah. Oh wow.
We might have to revisit this.
Gotta
one again,
revisit
too.
it.
Yeah. Plant meat coming up.
Yeah.
Just eat your
Thank you.
fruits
Don't
and
forget to
vegetables, y'all.
like, share, subscribe.
Right.
We enjoyed you today.
Yeah.
We
Thank you
have
for
more to
all
say
the
on this.
comments
Right.
and
Thank you. Oh, join the Boss I Quit group.
the participation too.
funky
Appreciate
50.
that.
Gonna get you a wavy brush too.
and stop being broke, homie.
Bro,
Save.
We love y'all.
Seek out financial literacy.
like, share, subscribe,
Yeah.
okay?
Y'all
And,
growing with us.
He was
Thank
like,
you.
I'm broke.
I can't eat.